Welcome to reading the New Testament in original Greek. We're reading in this session Matthew chapter 2, verse 13. I have divided verse 13 into two parts because there are quite a grammars that I would like to look at together. So this session is for about 10 minutes. We're going to tackle the first half of the verse 13, and the next session will be the rest of the verse 13. Before we start reading, if you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to subscribe after the sessions. If you have any comments and questions, please do not hesitate to ask. Let's look at verse 13. Αναχωρισάντων δε αυτόν, ιδού άγγελος Κυρίου, φαίνεται κατά όναρ το Ιωσήφ λέγον, εγκερθείς παράλαβε το παιδίον και τη μητέρα αυτού και φεύγε εις Αίγυπτον και ήστι εκεί έως ανήποση. Μέλιγαρ Ηρώδης ζητήν το παιδίον του απολέσει αυτό. Now after they have left, an angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream and said, Get up and take the child and his mother and flee to Egypt and remain there until I tell you. For Herod is about to search for the child to destroy him. The Greek text we have anachorisanton. Now with the ant, with the sigma, ant stem, from the verb anachoreo, we have seen this one in the verse 12. Ant stems and makes it a participle, and the plural and a genitive. Right? It's on, omega ni, santon. With the sigma indicates this is an aorist and participle. Anachoreo means to return, to withdraw. Now we have also again, after the postpositive word they, we have afton. Now, having return or after return. Now we don't have the subject. Subject with another genitive making a grammatical connections together. So afton is the subject of the participle, anachorisantum. Now they have left. However, idu, orao, from the verb norao, and it makes it an aorist and an imperative form. So behold, watch, angelos, angel, Kyriou, of Lord. An angel of the Lord, phenete, appeared. Right? Phenete is from the verb pheno. We have the ete. Now, when you see the pheno and the verbal changes, what was the key word that we talked about? What key syllables or vocals that you can recognize it from? The syllables in this case is the correct one, but phi and the ni as the signals that you can recognize them. But this is my own way, and this is simply a tip to recognize. This is not an iron fest regular the rules. Now we have a phaneo, an ephina. We all have the phi and ni. Phi, ni, and befina, perfect, befasme. Of course, there, ni as it falls off with the sigma there, and ephanthin, also phi and ni. I try to remember the verbal changes there. To appear, right? When you appear somewhere, you appear to someone, right? When it's a to someone, it's a dative, give with the directions, and to someone. That we have with the phenete, we have to Yosef, and between the kataonar as additional informations with the prepositions kata with the nouns onar, right? In a dream, or kata again, we talked about it previously again. Timely, in a temporal sense, just during a dream. The better English would be in a dream. So he appeared. Ete makes it, of course, the naturally singular, the third person singular. In a dream, he appeared to Joseph and saying, legon. From the lege, and on makes it a participle. On as a nominative singular. And who's the subject? An angel of the Lord. Egerethis, we have seen this one already too. Egiro. And Erasmus, egeiro. With a theta, that's definitely then a signal for it as a passive forms. And we have these as a normal endings for the participle, and when aorist passive, right? Aorist passive participle ending. Egerthis. Now, egerthis and participle after we have the imperatives. So after wake up, after he woke up in an aorist. Now, in egiro itself, we have seen this one in Matthew chapter 1, verse 24. We talked about it, the ancient Greek meaning. It's slightly different from the New Testament Greek. If you don't remember, take a look at in the, chapter 1, verse 24. And negative with a participle with an imperative and the following. After he woke up, or after he wake up. Parálave. Well, parálave is a composite compound verb with a para and lambano. What was the key word that we talked about? What's a key signal or syllables, vocals that we can recognize? This word is lambano. It's lav, right? Lav or leave is a signal. Or the key vocals that we can recognize this word as lambano. Okay, para lambano, take. And also, Limso said that I have inserted to repeat once again if you don't remember the verbal changes. Try to take a notes or make them separate memorizations. Para lave. It's a lave. It's a typical with an epsilon at the end. It's a typical ending for imperative, inactive. Remember, only inactive. It's a very typical ending. And we have later on again in the fevge with the a. Again, here is an indicative. I'm sorry, an inactive. The ending of an imperative. So take. Well, when you say take, then you naturally have take what, right? And the object, the accusative object naturally follows. So parálave requires the pedion, the child, and din mitera avtu, and his mother, right? We have a two accusative with the ke and the conjunctions. So both accusative is connected to parálave. Egerthis itself to make in a separate sentence. After he wake up, after he stand up, take the child and his mother. Now we have again ge fevge. Like fevge, it's from the verb fevgo. And the ge we previously just said as a typical ending in an inactive imperative. Now fevgo, this is my own way too, and if I like from the fano also, there was a fi and ni. I recognize usually in the verbal changes with these keys, fi and ra, gamma. If we take a look in the future forms, fexome. Now there, xi is gamma with a sigma, is a diphthong, right? Fexome, and an ephigon and an aorist, befevga. Right, this is perfect. We don't have a perfect medium passive and an aorist passive. We only have these three cases. Fevgo, to leave, now is an imperative. Go, leave. Now we have is Egypton. Now we have accusative prepositions with accusative to Egypt. And isti, and this is a very important word, and I want to look at closely. East we have seen, excuse me, ethi. Ethi means go, but when it's with the sigma, isti is emi word. Well, technically, emi is the correct pronunciation. Emi, the ending, the accents at the end, it means to be. But when it's emi, is to go. So that's why from there, the verb will change. Isti, it's different from ethi. Okay, so it's not the same meaning. Emi, emi. Well, that's why isti and ethi, that's a different. which means we have to take a look closely with imi changes. Imi is to be. And the present indicative, it's very typical. It's in the first 101 that you learned when you grammars. Imi, est, esmen, este, isi. Right? This is a typical. Now, in the future indicative and also later in the future participle in the following, and also in a future indicative. In the future form, I usually remember in this way. You are being as. You are being as. That's this sentence that I memorized it with. Being as. Why? In the future form, esome, esi. Now, except the s, that's a normal ending. Ome, I, te, ometha, este, onte. It's a regular ending we have seen already in the verb conjugation. But with as, epsilon sigma, again, epsilon sigma, este, esometha, epsilon sigma. Now in the future participle too, omenos, omeni, omenon. It's a typical ending for the participle in the medium passive, right? And there you add s, esomenos, esomeni, esomenon. Why? In the future, an infinitive too, este, as a medium passive, and usually the endings refer to an infinitive, and you add s, este. That's how I remember. It's a me, you're being as. Being as to be words, and as, you add an s. And also on the present imperative, as here, this is different from the future for future as this symbols, signals. Este here is the you plural. Isti is a singular, este is the plural. So isti with the sigma and ithi without sigma, don't get confused. Okay, this is today's sessions. I hope you have enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe. And if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask. Thank you.